Lowry and the boys need to make this happen. It's do or die, ride or die, baby. Missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. I don't know how you missed that, PJ Tucker. We lose this game, you better believe we're going to talk about that at the end of the game. Let's go Raptors! Raptors! Yeah!
That was one of the most intense games I've ever seen in my life, man. Down to the fucking wire, man.
I say Raptors in 5. That was my original prediction. I'm going to stick with that. So I think that we're going to clean it up from here on out. Yeah.
It was a little more close than it needed to be, but it was a lot of fun, and there's really never any doubt.
At the end of the game, they had to clutch it out and get those 3 throws. When PJ Tucker missed those 3 throws, I almost I was scared.
I almost died when he missed those threes. I thought we were going to be talking about how brutal he was in this game right now.
We choked a 13-point lead almost.
Yeah. Well, tonight I think they knocked down the threes really well. Last game they were not doing as well, and they guarded Giannis much better than before. Even though the pick and roll was not as good, but they kind of stopped them.
Got a quiet triple-double,
yeah,
but still.
But it was quiet. It was quiet. It was quiet. They did well out there.
We handled them.
How did the Raptors pull this one out?
A little bit of defense and a little bit of magic offense. I don't think it was part of our plan, but in the playoffs, you got to do what you got to do to pull off a victory.
How did the Raptors win this game tonight?
They just prevailed. They kept on shooting. They didn't let them get to them. And although the Greek freak did get a lot of points, they did limit him. So it was good in the very beginning because he could have got more.
Guys, I love what you're wearing. You guys look amazing. So I heard you guys just won some tickets. How did that happen?
We did. We were actually going to eat some hot dogs.
I love hot dogs.
We were buying hot dogs in the square, and this guy who works here came up and was like, "Do you guys want these?" And we're like, "Of course we want these." There they are.
He's like, "Are you guys watching it out here?"
Full proof. We're like,
well,
yeah.
Now you're watching it inside. He just gave us the $400 each.
Yeah. Right?
Where is this guy? Can I track him down and get some tickets myself?
I have his business card, but
we don't know where it is.
he's more just like a pay it forward kind of guy. No fame, just a good guy.
Yeah, no, he sounds like a legend. Well, you know what? We got to talk about the game a little bit. What did you guys think about a one Kyle Lowry tonight?
Show the shirt. She's wearing the Lowry shirt. I think if we didn't have the onesies on, we'd be walking.
That's my boy.
The Lowry.
That's your guy right there.
That's my boy.
His brother in crime.
As you can see, I'm rocking the DeRozan myself.
Yeah.
What about Kyle Lowry?
Great bounce back game, man. Great bounce back game. He needed that last minute huge two. We need that. Lowry is a clutch player. We need that. Love it.
He got 4 points last game. What does it mean to the Raptors to have Lowry step up like he did?
He's an all-star point guard, man. He's supposed to play that role where he's nailing shots, he's making the right passes. It's good to see him step back up in that proper role that he's supposed to be playing.
Kyle's a bulldog. He just keeps giving it, and there was a pretty good cast around him. Ibaka was amazing. DeMar, everybody played great. I thought DeLon, in his limited minutes, the scorecard doesn't show it, but he played fabulous. Corey was great.
Kyle Lowry finally came to play. This is the performance we needed. Daggers on daggers. That's what I'm excited about.
What about you, man?
It's a speech, but anyways, I think he did a lot better. He's in his flow right now. He was hitting his shots. So, it seems like he got his rhythm going a little bit, but I think he still needs a little ways to go and a little bit more practice to get more fluid. But he was better, I'd say that, yeah. He can do better, I can say, yeah.
Lowry, he's like our God. Lowry, he's the guy that we can trust. Like him and Debo, they're close. They're the best backsetters in the NBA. So, yeah.
Kyle Lowry he just always gives 110%, and no matter what, no matter how many times that he gets missed, the calls get missed, or he does sometimes get frustrated, but in the end, when he focuses and prevails, then he just keeps on giving it, and he's very talented, so he can really take it and get the points in the tough times.
So let's talk about Kyle Lowry for a second. This guy was, I think, 2 for 12 in last game, 4 points. Tonight he exploded. What do you think about Kyle Lowry's performance tonight, guys?
Finally snapped back into it. This was huge. He needed that. He needed this bounce back game. Hopefully he carries it through in Milwaukee. He needed this. He needed this. He made his first three. That was huge.
100%.
Yeah.
Every time he was on the court this season, he always brought the Raptors back, and when he went on the bench, the Raptors always came down, and he had a little bit of an iffy thing after the injury, but I feel like this game he really needed it, and he really snapped back into it, and it was like, this is the Raptors playing the way the Raptors play.
Totally. They looked like the Raptors tonight.
100%.
For real,
100%. Playing defense on both ends, and then really trying to convert on the other side.
There were some iffy moments, but you know what? They brought the W home, you know? We needed that. We need to get the split at least.
I was going to give an honorable mention to Serge Ibaka. He had a couple of key blocks. He had a sprained ankle. He started. Yeah. What about Serge tonight?
You know what? He started off a bit rough, but then he came through. He made a couple big shots, big blocks, like you said. Played well. He played really well.
Yeah, in the first quarter, he missed those wide open threes, but he continued, stayed consistent, had a couple good open inside, and then he hit it on the outside, and it was really well done.
Larry, okay, the real talk is Ibaka. Let's be real, okay?
Let's be real.
Serge.
Let's be real. Serge. It's Serge in French.
Yes, there you go.
Well, let's talk about Ibaka for a second. Ibaka had a sprained ankle. He was starting tonight. He had a couple clutch block shots. He hit some threes. Tell me a little bit about Serge Ibaka tonight.
I couldn't believe he was shooting the threes when he should be going inside, but he was confident and he just kept on shooting them.
There was a part of me that was actually a little bit upset with him because he's not a three-point shooter, but he was shooting threes. What do you think the game plan was to let him shoot threes tonight?
I think they were letting him open. They weren't running him off the line, and so therefore he just kept on shooting them.
Listen, if the opportunity's there, you're going to take it.
What do you think about the acquisition to get Serge Ibaka? You think that worked out?
I think it's perfect. We need a shot blocker down low. We need some toughness. We were missing that. I think if we're going to go far, it's going to be because of Ibaka.
I think it's better because I think this year they might go further because of that. Because he's like what Briambo provides, but with a 3-point, with a little bit more offense. Athleticism.
He brought a lot of poise, so he's known as to bring defense to the game. But he hit a lot of threes early. He hit a lot of shots when he needed to, and he came inside when he needed to. So in terms of knowing his role and knowing what he needed to tonight, he played exceptionally well. Probably the best Raptor on the floor.
What about you, man? Serge?
He brought the averages. You need to get 16 and 8 from Serge as a playoff, so +2 on each category. Honestly, the Serge, I'm not a huge fan of the branding, all right, Mr. Ibaka, but you know that block on the freak in the third was relevant.
Well, that was ridiculous. That was one of the best blocks I've seen. That could go down in history as one of the best Raptor blocks I've ever seen. Well, listen, it seems like the Bucks have played us hard. It's been challenging to say the least. What do the Raptors need to do to prevail in the series in the end?
When they hit on the road, they have to play their same style, but they can't they have to find a balance between double teaming the Greek freak and also making sure they don't back off when those players hit those threes because they got to defend them, they got to rush them, and they got to play a stronger defense on the road.
That's well said, man. Any predictions moving forward?
I said Raptors in 6, so I'm going to go with that, and I say they win the next game just to make a statement on the road.
What do we got to do to win this series?
So we got to match up with these guys. We got to guard the perimeter, and we got to keep on in Antetokounmpo like we have been.
Be consistent on defense. We're a top defensive team. We got to show it every night. We can't be playing like this against the Bucks. Play some defense, and we'll go far.
Grind it out. Take Giannis out of it, man. And Middleton was hitting some really good shots tonight. Tucker was guarding him really well once he came back in, but definitely Middleton and Giannis, man, got to take those guys out. That's it. Shut those guys down. Hard defense. Hard defense in the fourth quarter. That's what won us that game.
I think they need to take care of the paint. They need to more focus on the Antetokounmpo, whatever. Can't even say his name, but yeah.
Freak or whatever.
Yeah, Greek freak. They need to focus on him, George Iceman, whatever But if they shut him down and clog the paint, if they shoot, the Raptors can win it because they got better offense. Yeah.
Okay, so what do the Raptors need to do to win the next game and to go on to win the series?
Reduce their turnovers. Man, didn't they have 14, 15 turnovers tonight? Yeah.
Let's go Raptors!
Let's go Raptors!
Woo!
Go, let's go Raptors! Let's go Raptors! Woo! Go Raptors, baby! Woo!
Go Raptors! Let's go Raptors!
Woo! Let's go Raptors! Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Let's go Raptors!